Good morning, good morning, everybody. And welcome to Turning Your Passion into Profit Morning Show. How's everybody doing today? I hope you're having a fantastic day. Wherever you may be around this globe, y'all, it certainly is a beautiful morning. A beautiful morning to just arise and shine. And, let your gifts come forth. Whatever that is that's inside of you, those treasures, those gems, those things that are so precious on the inside of you. Today is a perfect day to get started, whatever that is that you intend to do. It's a beautiful day. And, looking forward to the weekend, looking forward to a time where maybe you could just sit back and reflect on what do I have to offer? What is so special about me? What is so significant about me? Have you ever thought about that? Have you ever sat down and thought about, what is so special about me? What is it that I have that could bring value to my audience, to my clients, to my customers? What is it that's on the inside of me? Have you ever thought about that? Well, this is a perfect weekend. I don't know what your plans are for the weekend. I don't know if you're going to, have some activities taking place this weekend. But if you could find some time, and it doesn't take a long time, just some time, just to sit back and, grab that pad, grab that pen, and sit in a solitary place, wherever that may be for you, and just sit back and begin to start jotting some things down about yourself. Do an evaluation and see what's so special about you. Because I'm going to tell you, you might not think that there's anything special about you. You may think that you're insignificant. You may think that you don't have any value, that you don't have any worth. But I want to tell you, you are special. You are valuable. You have worth. You have brilliance. Maybe you're that diamond in the rough. Maybe you're that diamond that's, covered up with all sorts of, crud on the outside of you. And you're not seeing the brilliance that's on the inside of you. And, just like an ordinary diamond, you know, how a diamond when it's found in, its natural place, underground or wherever it's found in caves or, wherever that situation is. It doesn't look like the diamond after it's been cleaned up, after, it's been polished. But a lot of you are diamonds in the rough. A lot of you are covered up with so many responsibilities, so many things, situations, and circumstances, and you're not seeing your true value. You're not seeing your brilliance. But I want to tell you that there's hope for you. There's hope for you. So just hang in there and let's talk about it. Let's find out what's special about you. What do you have to offer? What can you bring to the table? What is it that you could turn into a monetary return? And on that token, I'm going to introduce myself. I'm Gertrude J. Chapman, and I help you to maximize your potential and stop leaving money on the table. And so many times, y'all, women, especially you're leaving money on the table. You're caught up with all these different responsibilities, all these different duties, all these different activities, all these different dailies, whatever that situation may be. And you're failing to see what it is that's inside of you that keeps others continuing to pull you in every which way but loose. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Some things cannot happen without you being involved. And it's not because you're saying these things. It's because other people put you in that place because they see the value inside of you. They see how it's benefiting them and they're pulling you, and you can't even see it for yourself. But take some time out and really see what's on the inside of you. Because I'm going to tell you, there is value there. After, you have met the needs of your spouse, ladies, of your family, of your employer, of your children, and whoever else it is that, is always requiring your presence, your know-how. It's time to really find out what is special about you. What is that unique talent? What is that unique gift that people are seeing that you can't even see yourself? And that should clear up a lot of things and help you realize that, hey, I'm important. I'm significant. I know a lot of times people think about when I say, think of yourself as being important, and they think it's like a prideful thing. But it's not. It's not. You have to see yourself in a certain way in order to live your truth, to truly live your truth. And that's another thing. That's something that hinders people from living their truth because they're not seeing themselves as having any value or insignificant. And today I'm going to talk about, confidence in your experience. But again, that comes from living your truth. When you live your truth and you're unapologetic about who you are and you embrace your uniqueness, let me tell you, it's a win-win situation for you. You will be able to reach your goals. You will be able to walk down your design pathway. You'll begin to see things, situations, and circumstances shift in your benefit, to your benefit. You will see different things happening. You will see things that used to bother you, that used to have you up, walking the floor, pacing the floor at night. You'll see these things in a different light. You'll begin to use these things as tools in order to reach your ultimate goal. Today, I'm going to talk about, like I said, confidence in your experience, freedom to embrace change. And that all comes from living your truth, having confidence in your experience, and being able to the freedom to embrace change. A lot of times people can't embrace change because they're not living their truth. And once you find out who you are, then you could let go of those things that you've been holding on to as a safety net or, a place of comfort. Good morning to all of you who have joined me. Thank you for being here as I talk about confidence in your experience. You're able to let go of those things because I'm going to tell you, those things are there and you feel comfortable with them because you don't know or you don't understand, who you are. But once you understand who you are, then you are free to embrace that change. So I have an affirmation on the screen right here. Let me put it up. And I want you to repeat this after me. Fear will not strip me of my freedom. Fear will not strip me of my freedom. And you can't allow fear to strip you of your freedom to embrace change. And the way that happens is knowing who you are and embracing your truth. Not only embrace it, but living your truth, being your truth, being true to yourself, and come out of the pretense of trying to please others or trying to live up to others' expectations of who they desire you to be instead of who you truly are. So again, fear will not strip me of my freedom because you're going to learn to use fear as a stepping stone or launching pad to further you down your road to success. Now, whether you're that author on your writing journey or whether you're that entrepreneur, and it doesn't matter if it's a brick and mortar establishment or a virtual business, it doesn't matter. You will not allow freedom to strip you of your freedom. And you have to believe that, okay? You will not allow that fear to strip you of your freedom. So many times you have missed opportunities because you weren't in alignment with your desire or your design pathway. You were out of alignment. So you didn't even see it. So what I've been teaching on this program has been how to understand, how to recognize, how to come into alignment, how to live your truth, how to overcome certain things in order to stop just existing, living your life as existing, or not living your life as, put it this way, just existing, but to live your life on purpose. Just flowing and flourishing. Not saying that things won't come to try to invade that, but our life, y'all, is just a vapor. Our lives are just a vapor. So, it's no time to, waste and just live our lives any type of way by, flipping and flopping just like a fish out of water and just existing, not really having that fulfillment to be able to enjoy life, but feeling like something is always missing because there's a void there. So that's what I talk about on this program, turning your passion into profit morning show. And I know that entails a lot. That entails a lot. But this is real talk. This is where my audience lies, right here. Real talk. I don't gloss over anything because these are real matters, real situations that keep people, scurrying around and trying to find themselves. I want you to find yourself. I want you to identify with your truth so you could stop just existing and live your life on purpose. Knowing who you are, knowing who you call to, your audience. Your audience is who you call to, who you call to serve, who whose message, whose questions can you answer because of your knowing, your knowledge, your expertise. So that's what this is all about. Confidence in your experience, freedom to embrace change. Now, you have to be free to embrace change, freedom in your mind, the way you think. Talk about all of these things on these programs. And I go into further details, from the courses that I teach, from the products and services that I have available to you. So if you'd like to know more about them, you could always go to the link that's scrolling across the screen. And someone will be in touch with you to point you in the right direction. Or schedule that 15-minute consultation with me. And we could, sit down and talk about, what needs to happen in your life in order for you to maximize your potential and stop leaving money on the table. So let's go with the first one. The first one is preparation. Confidence in your experience. When you're living your truth, when you're living your truth, there's preparation there. There's preparation. You have surrendered your life. You have decided that, I'm going to stop going around on this merry-go-round. That's not bringing me any fulfillment in my life. I'm constantly searching, but I'm never, coming to what I really need. I go over here and I think it's what I want. And maybe it's, filling up something over here a little bit. But you know what? I'm not completely satisfied. I'm not completely satisfied. And, that happens. I remember a time it happened to me. And it has nothing to do with money. Because you could be making good money. Very good. It could be a perfect, job with great benefits. If any of those things exist now, okay? Because a lot of these things have gone away. It's a different time right now. And you're still crying about you're not being fulfilled. But when you have confidence in your experience, your gifts, your treasures, those gems inside of you, you're living your truth. You're prepared to walk down your design pathway. If you understand what I mean. When you're living outside of that, that's where that breakdown in confidence comes. That's where that, not being sure comes. Because there's something on the inside of you that's pointing the way that something's not lining up. Something's unfamiliar. Something's not, fitting into place. I want you to think about that. Preparedness, you study, you spend time, getting to know what you have within you. That's why I told you take some time out this weekend and study and see what's on the inside of you. Your values, your gifts, your talents, your abilities. And bring those things into an alignment. Another thing is investing in yourself. You have to invest in yourself in a level that you expect results. And thank you for joining me this morning on this segment of Turning Your Passion into Profit Morning Show with confidence in your experience. You know, when you're living your truth, those of us who are living our truth, we invest in ourselves. And in order to, continue on, you have to cultivate and grow as you're walking down your design pathway. Because you can't continue to write the same messages, teach the same things, produce and create the same products as you did back in 2016. This is 2022. And they should have had a lot of different movements between those years. Not only between those years, but months. A constant evolving. So you have to learn how to invest in yourself. Whether that's, getting coaching, and I'm not talking about free, okay? Free only takes you so far. You need to learn how to spend money on you, on your knowledge, advancing you, okay? Just like you spend your money on things that's going to depreciate. And not only that, how much money do you spend on just absolutely nothing, foolishness? Things that won't even bring you a return. Things that, you don't even see where your money went to. I want you to think about that. So, a bunch of foolishness. Instead of investing in your mindset to advance you, okay? Where you could have that confidence and be able to reach your ultimate goals. Instead of flipping and flopping like that fish out of water. Because once you put that fish back into the water, its genius will come forth. Many of you are out of place. But you know what? It's possible for you to get back in your design pathway. Here's the next one for you. Peace. Confidence in your experience. When you have confidence within yourself, there's a peace there. There's a peace. Because there's not only a peace, but there's a belief that comes forth. You believe in yourself. You come into an agreement with your truth. It comes from the inside out. So it's nothing that you can fake, because if you've been trying to fake it, you've been trying to put on the pretense, really, you're not really doing yourself any good. It's not benefiting you. It's really not. Because when you don't have any peace about a situation or a circumstance or, a way of life, of living, it causes stress. It causes other things. And I'm not saying that, everything will be perfect in your life. But you can alleviate many of the things that you go through by just living your truth. Peace, y'all. Money can't buy peace. And peace of mind, okay? When a person doesn't have a peace of mind, they may do a lot of things that they really don't intend to do. And it really won't benefit them. But having confidence in your experience, in who you are. When you line up with that, that's a beautiful thing. That is a beautiful thing. Experience even produces order in your life. Okay? Knowing, living your truth, an order in your life. There is a flow. Things will begin to flow out of you. You know, you have a well that never will run dry. You know, I had a gentleman that I was talking to one time. This was a networking event. And you know how you introduce yourself to, a group, and then it pops off to another group that you're in. And it goes around like that. They may have like 1,000 people in it, and in this virtual event. And they break you off into groups, and then you have so many minutes to say who you are and what you do and blah blah blah. And then after, there's a question and answer scenario. So he asked me this question. He said, "You do live streams 5 times a week, every day? How do you come up with all this content?" Well, I told him, when you live in your truth, when you're walking down your design pathway, there's a river of living water that's constantly coming from you. You never run out of content. You never have to scurry around. You have the answers that your audience is asking. When you have lined up with your audience, you know the questions that they're asking. You know their pain points. You know their likes and their dislikes. And that's all a part of having that peace. That's all a part of having that peace. When you have confidence in who you are, and you're not worrying about, not having this or not having that. And it also, you're not even worried about, like a lot of people, they worry about, am I qualified? Am I qualified? Well, if you live in your truth, it's coming out of you. You have lined up with your destiny. You have lined up with your destiny. So there's not a question, are you qualified? It's coming out of you. That's who you are. That's who you are. So think about that. In the lines, when you're living your truth, you will have peace. You will have peace. You're not worrying about anything. You're just allowing it to flow out of you, to reach your audience, to bring benefit to your audience, to help them see what they can't see for themselves. Whether you're, that author or you're that entrepreneur, just remember to live your truth. Live your truth. And that will take away a lot of the things that you may be going through. The next one is trust. Trust. There's a trust factor when you're walking in confidence, when you're walking in, living your truth, when you're walking in that unity within yourself. People will trust you as that expert. They're looking for experts that has the answers that they could trust, that's going to care about them, care about what they're going through, and not be superficial about, just getting something from them and not really caring. I want you to think about that. And for you, when I'm talking about that trust, you believe that you are enough, okay? That you are enough, and you'll activate it. You know, sometimes people, they look for things to bring on the from the outside inside of them, to validate them. But I want to tell you, audience, you are enough. What you have on the inside of you, that's enough. Just activate it. Act on it. Act on it. Some of you have not been trusting in, what's on the inside of you. That's because you have not really done that assessment to bring everything into an alignment where there's unity, not only with your thinking, what you're speaking, and your actions. Everything's out of unity. It's out of line. So there's a breakdown in trust. You're not sure of this. You're not sure of that. And when you have that breakdown, of course, you're not going to have any confidence. Of course, you're going to look at yourself as, I'm not good enough. This is not, who wants this? Who wants this book? Who wants this product or service? Confidence in your experience comes from living your truth. It comes from that unity, y'all. That unity within yourself. You can't fake it. You can't fake it because it'll catch up with you. It'll catch up with you. It will, come before you each and every time to complicate your walk down your pathway. Matter of fact, you won't even see your pathway. You'll go this way. Somebody says this, you'll go that way the next time. This idea is good. Somebody will say that, oh, let me try that. Let me see if this is the way. Life is too short. Life is too short to be just existing. Live. Live. The next talking point is invigorating. Confidence in your experience is invigorating, okay? Because when you come to your truth, when you come to this place of really understanding, okay, seeing it and understanding, oh, that's it. Okay, I see now. Because not until you understand, you won't be able to see. Now, this invigorates you. This helps to mend those broken areas in your life. It mends those broken areas where you were scurrying around here and scurrying around there. Now, this helps you to even eliminate things that has caused you to continue to fail or take one step forward and you take 3 steps backwards. Okay? It produces something inside of you. Now, invigorated. It produces that forward motion where now you see it. Now you're going to go for it. Now you have your eyes wide open. Okay? And this is seeing things, not seeing them as they appear before you as a manifestation, but seeing them in your mind's eyes. Now you have an understanding. I see what's not only where I have to go, but what's been holding me back. I see it. Mending those things, walking forward, providing remedies and, restoration. Well, how can I fix this? And that all comes from, you remember I told you, write the vision down and make it plain on paper. Now you know how to go back and fix those things, to allow yourself to flow instead of having those moments where you move forward and you have 2 steps backwards. I talked about setbacks, I think a couple of days ago. It clears up confusion. Once you can see, once you can understand, it clears up that confusion, that muddleness in your mind, that fogginess. Confusion, idle work, not focus. I want you to think about that. A lot of idleness. Instead of being productive and profitable in your daily, scheduled time for you to produce and create something, whether it's a message or, through your writing your book or a product or service. Now you have idle time where even though you had placed the schedule there, I'm going to do this, that, and the other. You're hanging out here on social media, on Facebook, or you're on the phone. Confidence in your experience, living your truth, invigorating. Okay? Invigorating, clearing up that confusion, because now you could see. Once you can understand, okay? Now you have written your vision. Now you can apply what you need to apply and be focused, ironclad focus on your pathway and how to reach your ultimate goals. And it's not just a one-time thing. You remember I talked about, and I talk about this all the time, about eliminating those things out of your life that will cause you to not reach your ultimate goal. There's some things in your life that you should have let go of a long time ago. They're no longer serving a purpose. They're long outdated. Long ago. Audience, you have to keep yourself fresh. Okay? Fresh each and every day. Each and every day. I talk about, how to keep your vision active. What to do. This is something that needs to be done each and every day. To have confidence in who you are and be unapologetically you. No matter what comes to pull you off your path, you're going to remain on that path. I don't care if it's a person, if it's a thing, if it's a place. You will remain on your pathway to reach your ultimate goal. It's so very important. So very important, especially for those of you who lack confidence, have self-esteem problems. You have to go back, y'all. You have to go back and see where the breakdown happened. Why don't you have confidence? Why are you feeling a certain way about yourself? Why do you have self-esteem issues? What is it about you that have you feeling some type of way about yourself? Because each and everybody, each person has a purpose. And when you find your purpose, you understand your value and your worth. Life will no longer be for you existing, but you'll truly live your life on purpose. The journey is great, y'all. The journey is great when you're walking down your design pathway. It's great. It's a big difference. Now let's move into the last one, power. Okay? There's power that comes with this. And that power is that confidence. You will not walk with your head down or your shoulders hunched up or forward. You will walk in confidence because I tell you, it's something that, comes naturally to you. When you line up with your truth, nobody got to tell you, well, put your shoulders back, sit up straight, hold your head up. You'll automatically do it because it's coming from the inside out. The inside out. The inside has to be transformed. There's no transformation on the outside. The inside always has to be transformed in order for you to line up one way or the other. Either you're going to line up, it could be a good transformation to line up with your truth, or a bad transformation to line up with a lie. And if it's pretense, if it's putting on that face and pretending to be something that you're not, that's a lie. You're either going to transform into the truth or you're going to transform into a lie. There's no gray areas. So, going back to self-confidence and self-esteem, with what I just said, find out where you are. Where's the breakdown? Remember, you don't have to please anybody. You only please yourself. Okay? And what I mean in that, live your truth. Who are you? Who are you really? What are you called to do? What is your assignment on this earth? Who are you to reach? Live your truth. And your truth is not for who you are, I'm saying, to meet your needs. It's about others. Okay? It's about others. Whose life can I transform to be a better version of themselves? If you're not a better version of yourself, how can you, speak to somebody else and try to make them a better version of themselves? It won't work. Two people who are totally a mess, living lies, living, just exist, not even living, they're just existing in lies. Be confident in who you are first. And that could be fixed. That could be fixed. It's not hard. You'll even find your strength, the strength coming from you. It's an inner thing, y'all. It's an inner thing. Transformation happens on the inside. And I know there's nobody out there that want to live a lie. I know it. You want to live your truth. And it doesn't matter what somebody else says because they don't know, your vision. They don't know or don't understand what you're called to do. And it's okay. You just be truthful to you. You don't have to explain to them because a lot of times they won't understand anyway. And they're going to say the wrong things that will have you feeling worse. So a lot of times, keep things to yourself. And begin to work on yourself. Find out who you are, your truth. Live your truth. And when you live your truth, you don't need validation. A lot of times there's people out there, they want validation from this one, they want affirmation from this one, they want this from that one, to boost them up, to give them the assurance of who they are. When you truly know who you are, you don't need validation. Not at all. So, confidence in your experience, freedom to embrace change. You should be free in your mind to embrace change. You don't have to apologize to nobody. You don't have to explain to anybody. You don't have to get in an argument with anybody. Just be you and be unapologetically you. Find yourself, understand who you are. It's not a popularity thing. Embrace your uniqueness. Embrace who you are. That's what attracts your audience to you, your uniqueness. You might not be the voice for everybody, but you're the voice for somebody's, okay? And I know that's not correct English, somebody's, because there's a certain segment of people, okay, a number of people, put it that way, that's listening for your voice. There's something about you that's attracting them to you. See how significant you are? And you thought you weren't important, but you are. Everybody is. But you have to know that for yourself. And I hope that, I have inspired you to look inside of yourself and see your value, see your treasures, see your gems. Get acquainted with them, y'all. Give yourself, that wow, I didn't know I had that inside of me. Impress yourself. Be amazed. Write it down. Enjoy it. Walk in it. But most of all, live your truth and be unapologetic about it. Now, I hope that what I have shared with you, these nuggets about the preparation, and when I'm talking about confidence in your experience, the preparation that goes forth, the peace that it brings you when you live your truth, the trust that will be there. You're not worrying about not being enough, because you are enough, and you activate it and you act on it, because all this is on the inside of you, that it's invigorated. Okay, it clears up confusion. You won't be foggy anymore. You'll see, you'll understand. Okay, once you get an understanding, wisdom is a principal thing, but with all that getting, get an understanding. Once you get an understanding, then you could see clearly. Those blinders come off your eyes, the fog goes away. It's a clear path. Now you'll see what you haven't seen before. Now you will stop allowing people to take advantage of you, because when you can't see, a lot of times people take advantage of you. That's why you burned out. That's why you're being pulled in this direction and pulled in that direction. And you say, well, I just want some time to myself. But people see what's inside of you. And because you don't see, you have yourself just, spread out there, and you spread thin. But it's time for you to pull out what's inside of you and turn your knowledge into dollars. You shouldn't be out there complaining about you don't have this and you don't have that, because everything that you need is already on the inside of you. Every situation that you go through, you have the solution for. Think about that. Think about that. Okay? And last of all, power. It's power. It's power to achieve your ultimate goal when you're living your truth. So I thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be here with me on this segment of Turning Your Passion in the Profit Morning Show. And I look forward to seeing you the next time. But I want you to remember this. This is your time. This is your season. This is your turning point. So have a great rest of your day.